8465 or 226-8210 today.
CARICOM General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered with us today. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. CARICOM General Insurance Company, Inc., located at 121 Regent and Ornock Streets. You can contact us on telephone numbers 225-1787 or you can try 269-0020.
A pleasant good afternoon to you. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show with Tony from Mahaicony. Today is April 12, 2021, and you are listening to the Kaieteur Radio, FM 99.1 in Demerara and Essequibo, and 99.5 in Berbice. The radio with a difference. I want to thank you for listening to us today. Thank you for those who are listening to us across the length and breadth of this great and blessed nation. Those that are listening in the riverines and the interland communities, thank you for listening. And those that are listening in the A, B, C, C, E, America, Britain, Canada, the Caribbean, and Europe, thank you for listening. Other ways to listen to us are Kaieteur News online, MyTuner app, Radio Garden app, WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Thank you all for joining us, for spending this time with me. This show, the Wake Up Guyana show, comes to you Monday through Friday at 1400 hours. Also reminding you to listen to the Glenn Lowell show tonight. Listen to the Glenn Lowell show tonight at 7:20 p.m. Mr. Lowell's show also comes to you Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7:20 p.m. Tonight, Mr. Lowell will be talking about Guyanese Lives Matter. Guyanese Lives Matter, and he will be sharing with you how our leaders are treating you as if your life does not matter. So listen tonight. I encourage you strongly to listen tonight to the Glenn Lowell show at 7:20 p.m. tonight. I'd like to begin this show today by reminding you to pray for the people in St. Vincent. Pray for the people in St. Vincent. As you know, what's going on there, they have a volcano and people are in dire need of prayer. So please remember to pray for those in St. Vincent. We have a number of Guyanese living in that country, so please keep them in your prayers as well. I always wanted to start every day of my show with a positive and uplifting story, but I find it difficult to have positive and uplifting shows because most of my topics and my subject comes directly from the newspapers And you know, the newspapers, most of the news is bad news. So I was looking between yesterday and today's papers for a uplifting, inspiring story, and I am afraid I did not find anything to that effect. So I did find a story, but it's not uplifting, and it is actually very depressing and very discouraging. But I will continue to try to find uplifting stories. So I want to hear from you today. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about? This show is driven by you. Whatever is your concerns, your criticism, your compliments, I want to hear from you. Don't worry about my topic, what I want to discuss. Whatever your topic that you want to discuss, you can put it on the air so all of us can hear and share and be a part of it. So the number to reach us locally, 226-7453, 226-7453. If you hear locally, that's the number to reach us. If you're in the diaspora, I want to hear from you as well. Those in the diaspora, your number to reach us is 592-622-2222. 592-622-2222. I'd like to begin by telling you that I have some good news and some bad news for you. The good news, that tablet we've been talking about, that Mr. Tony from London been brought to our attention, the tablet that he says is good to be used for COVID. It is available here at some of the pharmacies and the pet store. So if you're looking for those tablets, it's located right here in Guyana. So if you remember, Mr. Tony gave us a list of one tablet with two different names, and he said it was it was at first a hard thing for him to source, but then he was able to source it, and then I did some check and I found it right here in Guyana. Caller, welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. You were the first caller. Go right ahead. That call just dropped. We have an open line, and the phone lines are open, so you can go right ahead. I must tell you that I can't tell you the name of the store, where to get it. I can't tell you any information in terms of that, but I can tell you that it's located locally right here. That's as much I can tell you. I can't tell you that it works or it doesn't work. I can only tell you that it's available here. I also can encourage you. Carla, welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Welcome to. Yes, go right ahead.
Hi, Tony. A very good afternoon to you and to the listener and to Mr. Glenn Live.
A pleasant good afternoon to you.
With a question to you, very distressing. I took my son to get the driver's package the right way, the legal way, at Tivoli, and it's very frustrating. They give him until the 10th of October to do the test. Now we're in a country with less than 1 million people. And you can give us till the 10th of October to do a driving test, the package, the right theory. I think something is seriously wrong. Why can't this be done in the district we are living in, like on the East Bank or something like that, if you know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question, Carla. Is there a policy that they have that it must be 6 months before you can get that test?
No, there's no policy. They say they're overcrowded.
Overcrowded.
So yeah, he's got to wait to go to Winston Felix building to do the exam. What I'm saying to you,
yes,
to avoid all these illegal things and people buying licenses and so on, let these districts. I don't see a man coming all the way from Bobby's or from Linden or so. It's a waste of time.
Let me make sure I'm clear, Carla. You're saying no matter what region you live in, there's one location and only one location where you take this exam?
No, No. We're in Georgia. I'm not saying that. What I'm
Okay.
saying to you, we're in Georgia, Region 4.
Yes.
In Region 4, there can be subdivisions. They can be like Providence, I think on East Bank, just able to offset some of the workload. If we have too much work, let's set up a division. We're trying to expedite
Okay,
things.
but before you continue, I don't want to hear what they can do. I want to know what's in place right now. Is it the one place located in Demerara right now in Georgetown, or there's more than one?
Yeah, there's only one place.
But that's
So
what I want to hear. So you're saying in the entire Georgetown, Demerara area, one place and one place only that you can go and take that exam.
Evelyn.
Can you imagine that? No wonder they have a 6 months wait, right? Because the classroom probably fits maybe what, 20, 40?
I don't know, Mr. But I'm saying it's very frustrating. You want the kids to go. There should be independent driving schools in this country. Give people a license to open independent driving schools where they can work in collaboration with the police.
Yes.
The police can come and do the lectures there. The people who conduct the driving school will be able to run a proper legal business to say, look, the students are ready with the police. They're fit. Go, put them on the road now. Let's see what happens.
And I agree with that. So for 6 months, he can't do anything until he wait and take that exam.
That's right.
And then let me ask you this.
Yeah.
So, and God forbid it happens that he fails, it means you have to wait another 6 months again.
That's right. I'm coming back.
Oh boy. Can you this is why people go to backtrack, right?
Well, that's right. I mean, I'm just saying they're on the right track, but sometimes
Yes.
it seems in this country the back track seems to be the right track.
And I'm saying that because we have listeners who they want us to do the right thing. They said don't pay a bribe, don't go the backtrack, do the right.
That's it. We feel we're too confident. We drink, we rum, we party,
Yes.
and we do a lot of. It's not if we compare between the ladies and the men, there's few accidents with the women.
Yes.
And we claim they're not good drivers.
Yes, sir. You and I know people who can't barely read or write, and they have license. And you know that test, that test that your son going to take, it's not an easy test.
No, it's not.
So you have to know how to read and write to pass that test, right?
That's right. That's right.
And I'm sure your son finished secondary school, right?
Well, unfortunately, no. He's blessed with his hands by God.
Okay.
He's learning mechanic work.
Okay.
We have to pull him out of school. He's very good with his mechanic work.
Yes.
He can do so much of his mechanic work. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but he has to go through the right way. He said to him, study.
Yes.
I will go through the right way and do the right thing. Now this is adding to frustration now,
Yes. Do you have any idea the percentage rate of failure for that?
No, I don't.
That that would be a good question to know, because I know.
Maybe you should try to invite somebody from the police traffic department on your show someday.
So I'm gonna be honest with you. To get the police to come on this show, it'll be easier for the air that we breathe to stop before they come on this show. Okay.
Have a good day.
Thank you, sir. But I understand this call of frustration, and I want us to look at the bigger picture. This is why people go back track. You want to go front track. You want to do the right thing, the honorable thing, the moral thing. But I want to hear from you, listener. How many of you are willing to wait 6 months, 6 long months to take a driving exam? How many of you? Please call me and tell me if you're willing to wait 6 months. This is what's so frustrating about this country. You want to do the right thing, but your back is put against the wall. It's like somebody put handcuffs on you, on the back of your hand, and they tell you to run with it on. So they handcuff you, and then they want you to run. And this is what happens. I mean, come on, 6 months to get an exam, and then you go backtrack and you get it in less than 6 weeks. So you see, these are the choices that we face. And I'm speaking to listeners who, condemn and criticize people who go backtrack. And I'm not saying going backtrack is the right thing to do, but I'm just trying to show you how difficult it is to do the right thing in this country. They don't make it easy for you to do the right thing. So I want to hear from you if you think that you can wait 6 months to get that exam. I want to hear from you. And then the other thing too about this issue. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show. Go right ahead, caller.
Okay, Mr. Larry, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
I've been listening to the program just now on the radio there, but license. I'm nearly catching us starting.
Yes.
Right? 6 long months for wait for do the class is very long, my brother.
I agree.
Very long. And the next thing is that not everybody have education, but people without education, enough of them could drive real good. Okay?
Yes.
Enough of them could drive real good, but me don't really got too much education too. But me don't have me motorbike, me have car, me have my own vehicle, and I know me don't have a license, and me go buy the package, and same 6 long months me have to wait.
6 months for you, and you in Demerara as well. You in Georgetown.
Yes, course.
You're on the West Coast, and there's 6 months over there. And where do you take it over there in the West Coast?
Glenora police station.
Okay, 6 months over there, 6 months here.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, caller, and you're right. There's some people who didn't go very far in school, and then they have to take this exam, and I don't know if the exam, how difficult it is. I am assuming that it's pretty difficult because most exams are difficult. Caller, you said that you're a good driver, and there's a lot of good drivers who can't read and write. Like my friend who can't read and write, but he has a driver's license. But how do you read the signs? Some signs that that says no right turn or no left turn or wrong way. If you can't read and write,
Here what already happened, right? You all will tell you this. On the road, you have a sign, and the sign show you that which way to lead or which how. You understand? Okay. With the arrow,
yes,
show you which side to go, how to turn. You don't have to read that. The only thing on the road, I'm sure no parking, double lane. You don't know the rules that you can't overtake any double lane. Them kind of thing, the highway speed.
yes,
Them thing that you have to know the map of the road. But you see now in the exam, you might know them like how me know them, but in the exam you can't write them.
that's true. And let me put it another way to you. When I'm driving into the interior, going to Latham, there are some signs that say bridge. Okay, there's no picture or anything. It's written bridge. Okay, meaning a bridge is coming up. If
Yes.
you can't read the word bridge and you come to a sign like that, you will be in trouble, because when you see that sign that say bridge, and this is the unfortunate thing about it, they don't give you much time. That sign's supposed to be at least 100 yards away before the bridge, but most of the time that sign is less than 10 yards. So you don't have much time to figure out what's written there if you can't read and write. What do you do then when you'll see us? Go ahead.
It's only the first bridge will hurt you because you don't see a sign there, and then you don't know 10 yards away you get the bridge. So by the time you see the next sign, you won't come and tell something is about you.
Okay, so the first one you may get caught.
The first one you maybe get.
Yes, but then after that you figure, okay, so this means bridge. That's what's written up there, bridge. Am I correct?
Yes, it means
Okay.
bridge, or it means something in front of you again that
Yes.
make you have a sign.
Okay. So there's ways to figure it out than to go around it if you can't read and write. That's what
Yes,
you're
boss.
saying. Do you think people can pass that exam? You know people who took that exam before and they said it was easy, hard, or not?
A lot of bravery, a lot of bravery. People going to write this exam. Me got a friend going to write the exam, make 74.
Yes.
Up on the 26, he failed. They say when you get 75%, you pass.
Wow.
He makes 74 and he failed.
Wow.
So
And
just imagine 74 marks, just one, and he failed.
wow,
And
one
some people with 50% marks on pass just because they pay money.
they paid money. They went backtrack.
Yeah,
They did the backtrack, and
yeah, that's it.
and that's what most people end up doing that fails the exam, right? Because they don't want to wait another 6 months.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, caller, for calling. I want to hear from the rest of you.
Okay.
Are you able to wait 6 months, 6 months, to do the right thing, not pay a bribe, and take the test? Or do you want to go the other way? I want to hear from you. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Hello.
Go right ahead.
Yes. This is about license. It's very simple. Yes, this on the license you're talking about. Good.
Do me a favor, sir. Before you continue, can you turn your radio off? Because I can't hear you so well. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Go right ahead.
Yes. This about license, no matter how you're good, no matter how you're good, it still involves cash. Right? Because, let me tell you good, if the day class, the day driving, when you go to the day driving, they try to mix you up and you're still doing the right thing. They can say, put on the right, you say, stop here. You can't stop right away. You have to put on your signal and go in the corner. And them kind of thing. You still have to give them a something. The night class, you have to give them a something. The TV is same thing. If you go on, you buy your book, your name have to be on the day class, night class, practical, on the theory, everything. So people, that's the problem. You're paying so much money down and you're failing. Until you fail 3 times, how much money you lose already? So others who pass through it, telling someone, well, it doesn't make sense. You still have to go the way. You're not going to pay 60,000, but every individual movements, you pay at 10,000. So with 4 different movements to finish off the classes, then you'll be 40.
So let me make sure I'm following you correctly. You are alleging that whether you go the right way and do the right thing,
yeah,
you still have to put out
you
lunch
have to
money.
Put out something.
You put out less if you go the
Yeah,
right
you put out
way.
less, but it would be more perfect.
And
it
if
would be like original. You go, do everything right, and everything right, and you pass fairly.
yes.
But you still have to put.
And then you also alleging that when they put you to do the practical, they intentionally tell you to stop suddenly,
yeah,
to confuse you,
and
to
yes,
fail, to fail you, to fail
You know?
you, to fail you,
yeah.
so you can launch up.
Yes.
So either way, you're saying that there's no free license. You have to pay one way or the other way.
I mean, even though you go the right way or you pass and do everything without paying nothing, you still have to pay.
Yeah, one way, you're saying one way pay more and one way pay less.
Pay less, yeah.
And don't matter if you went to Queen's College, no matter if you score 100 on the exam, don't matter if you
because in the old days in 81, I drove over a year. I just wear a felt hat, I use a license, and just get papers print out long time. My license is since 81. I get van, lorry, hire car, minibus, private car, everything. Yes, because the police know I driving and everything, and I driving up and down. So when I went to classes now, the police say, go bring the old car, if you be a body, you know you, go bring the old car you got. Because they had to take a TV. The time wasn't TV. A projector.
Okay, Carl. We at the breaking point. We got to take a break. Thank you
okay,
for calling and thank you for listening. we'll take a break and we'll be right back. You're listening to the Wake Up Guyana show with Tony from Mahaicony. And we comes to you Monday through Friday from 1400 hours. And we encourage you to listen tonight to Mr. Glenn Lal. Mr. Glenn Lal's show is on tonight at 7:20 p.m. If you want to hear Mr. Glenn Lal tonight, he will be talking tonight about Guyanese lives matter. All of Guyanese life matter. And we'll be right back.
Kaieteur General Insurance, a better value for better protection. Get your ship and cargo covered with us today. To better serve you, you can now purchase your insurance online from the comfort of your home. Kaieteur General Insurance Company, Inc., located at 121 Regenton Ornock Streets. You can contact us on telephone numbers 225-1787 or you can try 269-0020.
Welcome back to the Wake Up Guyana show on Kaieteur Radio. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show. Go right ahead.
Hello, Tony. Good afternoon.
Pleasant good afternoon, sir. And can you please turn your radio off,
Tony.
please? I can't hear you.
Yes, Tony, you know. Them pulling bang them thief and that in this country, man. What are you going to do with them? Hello?
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening. You go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Them bang you can't walk with them. Peace. Attack a man in 526 attack of the man at our house from the room. How really going on? This comes up, we see them put on both traffic, put on this room night. Man, you only one for Tony. What really we heading for part? Give me that advice, please.
I wish I could help you, sir, but that's everybody asking that same question. You tell us what's your advice?
Yes, Mr. Tony.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, them bandits here to steady the people on the road, no man.
Yes.
They're too red right now. You understand, Mr. Tony?
Yes.
What the government really do now? Put on more traffic on the road night time. But the police really do all the vehicle, all them travel night time, and see them night time, night time. You understand, telling you?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why people want to come in this country for and they can't take the bitch and thief too much. You understand me?
Yes, people are afraid.
Afraid. But you know what them bandits say? Then they get a broken fingernail, the tires.
Yes.
You understand me, telling Mr. Tony?
Yes, I hear you.
They're too steady now, man. The man's like a shame. They don't walk them. Other people on the road, Mr. Tony. Yeah? How do you really solve them here, man?
Yes, they're
When you come out
non-stop.
here to something, the minister will favor you, though. You see better with him.
I don't know. Tell me, what are they
People on the
doing?
road, they put on the road, they let the vehicle from night time, man, on the road. 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, say 8 o'clock in the morning, on the road, with motorbike. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know. Yes, it's not safe. But anyway, caller, thank you. We have plenty of callers calling, and we want to hear from you. The number to reach us is 226-7453. And Sati is right on. She says, because people are not going the right way to get their driver's license by taking the exams and passing the exams, therefore, it leads to drivers who do not have experience, and inexperienced drivers leads to accidents, and accidents leads to injuries, and injuries leads to death. And this is why we have such a high accident rate here. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Hi, good afternoon, brother.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
My brother, you're talking about license. It's all wrong the police them as well, money, man. They will fail you because you don't pay them. If you don't pay them, they'll fail you. But yesterday, I traveled to go to work. Vigilance, police, station, police.
Do me a favor, sir. I can't hear you because your radio is on. Can you turn it off for me? I can't hear you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was going to work yesterday and vigilance, police. Those policemen hold up the bus, looking for those who haven't masks on them. The first time I traveling every day, but the first time it happened yesterday. I didn't vex about it. But about 6 persons didn't have masks. And they start pitch up $500,000 and whatever, nah? And the police accepted and tell the boss to go, and I don't do it again. sir, let me tell you something. That Home Affairs Minister, what in Guyana,
Yeah, don't call anybody names.
yeah,
Please.
that Home Affairs Minister, he used to break down people's house and carry it away. And he will allow the police them to do them thing there.
Okay. All right, caller. Thank
Yes,
you
sir.
very much. We got
Yes.
plenty of calls coming through. The number to reach us is 622-2222. If you're calling from overseas on the WhatsApp line, please call on 622-2222. I want to hear from you in the diaspora. And if you're calling local, I want to hear from you at 226-7453. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show.
Good afternoon, Tony.
Yes, can you please turn your radio off? I can't hear you. Please turn your radio off, please. Caller?
Yeah, the radio is off.
Okay, I'm getting some feedback there, though.
Okay.
Hold on one second. Raj, are you getting that feedback? I am, though, here.
So
Raj
okay
is
there
not
now?
getting it.
No, I don't have no radio on it. Took it off.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second. Let me,
Okay.
go ahead. I'm doing the best we can here. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. What I'm saying is that not everything people come on the air and they say is actually factual, because concerning this driving license, some people, they just go to the wrong channel. First of all, my wife, she get her driver's license. She did her theoretical test. Then she was ready enough. They called her to do the practical driving test. She went, the policeman went and he gave her a test, and she got through, and within a couple of weeks, she had to go to GRA and she collected her license.
Okay. Before you continue, sir, did she wait 6 months to take the exam?
No. They said they said when you're ready, you could call us. We did our practice at home. And when she thinks she was ready,
no, not the practicum, the theory. Did she wait?
No, not 6 months. No, not too long.
Okay. The question is, do you think 6 months is too long?
Yes, 6 months is too long.
Okay, so you agree with that?
It's too long, yes.
And then she didn't wait 6 months. Do you remember how long did she waited?
I can't remember the exact time, but
Okay.
when she was ready, after she did her theoretical test and after she was ready,
Yes.
she called them, and when she go in, she did her practical test, and
Okay.
she passed. She didn't have to pass no money to give anybody. So
Okay.
everybody was telling her, you will never get through because you got to pass money and give the police and all these things. I tell you don't bother with nobody.
Okay.
When she went, she did her practical, she got through. Within 2 weeks, she went and applied for a license at GRA.
So for her, she had a good experience. She went through the proper channels, and she
Yeah.
was dealt with professionally, and
That's right.
and nothing as what the people said that she would fail, and she have to pass something. None of that she experienced.
None of it.
Well,
A bribe cannot be taken unless it is offered. Some people like to pass money and don't go through the right thing. They find a lot of them on the road and they don't know to drive properly. They don't even know to read the road signs. Why? Because they give somebody some money and they force to give their license to them and they don't know to read anything about the road signs and stuff like that.
so you saying that the people who cannot read the road signs and can't read and write, you don't think they should get their license?
If they go to the proper channel, they are going to know to read the road signs and the road. Because when you purchase a package, you have to study the manual.
Yes.
And that manual has all the instruction, all the road sign, road limits, and everything.
By the way, you took that theory test.
Yes.
Was it hard?
No, it's not hard. Once you study, it cannot be hard. Because I could memorize all 40 of the road signs in my head right now.
Okay.
And what it means and everything. Yes.
So there are 40 questions.
No, they're not 40 questions. They have 40 road signs, but they're going to give you
Yes.
20 questions on it
Okay.
out of the 40, and you have to remember at least 20 of it
Okay.
out of it. Yes.
And
But you don't know which one is going to come.
How long did the test last? An hour?
The practical test,
No, not the practical. We only talking about one test only. We're talking about the theory only.
I think the test is like 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
You get like 45 minutes to complete the test, I believe.
And
yeah.
you passed the first time around.
Yes, once you study, test is not a problem.
And
once you study.
And your wife passed the first time around as well.
Of course.
So you both passed the first time around.
Yes.
And nobody asked you to. Nobody asked you or your wife for any lunch money.
No.
Okay.
No.
Very good, sir. We thank you for hearing that there are some people who were able to went through the system and they didn't have to pass something. Thank you. All right, I want to hear from you. My number is 226-7453 if you're calling locally. And if you're calling in the diaspora, 622-2222. So, caller, welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show. Go right ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, Tony.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
Let me tell you something. Justin said something that I totally disagree with you.
Okay,
so
sir.
exam is hard. The exam is of such that if you read it, exam is like memorizing something. You open the newspaper, you see something, you read it. 6 months after, you could relate exactly where you read. We get on to this driving business. Driving is serious business.
Okay,
driving
sir, before you proceed, the exam is not hard for you, right? But, sir, would you agree with me? Some people don't do well on exam, even though they have the ability. Do you agree with that?
I agree with you with that. Yes.
Okay.
I agree with you. That's why I call in on the topic, right?
Yes.
Because when I a driver, and I'm telling you this, when I drive in on this road, I could tell you the people them that pay for a license, and it's not that they can't read it right.
Okay.
They just don't pick up the road code and read it again. Some of them it's reach home, some of them they know how to get it, but it's not that they're illiterate and they cannot read it right. Whatever channel they went through and obtain it, they obtain it. But driving is serious business, just as reading and writing. Very important. Because I was telling the fellow about the bridge. But what about if you approach an area that marked restricted?
Good.
You see what problem you go run into? Because soon you bounce the line.
Good question.
You could lose your life and etc. Next thing.
Good question.
When you going up, let me say good, you enter junction. When you enter junction, they say that you must stop at the junction. Then when you look left, you look right, you got to turn and take the right lane. Because if the other driver on the left-hand side will come in, the right to go. So when you swing it, and let me tell you something, the road code, it's been well studied and put together. It's not a play thing. When you read it and go through it, it's something that well studied and put together. So I think that what should happen though, the police should review it and do bring it back much more easier for the people them that cannot read and write. Because the got ways and means that you could teach people, and we got access to much more learning process now.
So let me ask you this.
Hello?
So you support people who cannot read and write and cannot pass the test. You support they getting their license?
Yes.
But everything you said before doesn't agree with that, because you use a good example of restriction, and they die if they don't know how to read restriction. So you're confusing me. So which one is it, sir? You want them to die?
Man, listen, your question is if I want them to die? No. But my point is, they got a lot of people paying the money and get it. And let me tell you, how the system designed is for how it's designed. It's for you to pass the money and get through.
Okay, so you agree with that? You agree with that the system forces you to pass something, even if you went to QC and even if you passed the test.
I agree with you with the distinction. I agree that the system corrupted a distinction, but I'm saying we got much more tool now. We must remember something. Guyana is an undeveloped country. And Perth is an undeveloped country and a third world country. Some things these politicians would leave just like this. But oh my God, it is fair for man to working hard and can enjoy the basic luxury of this life. And I'm saying that they could relook at it and do, if you could pass the money and get a license, friend, they could very well revamp the system and make the system much more learnable for the man to get a license. Thank you and enjoy the afternoon.
thank you for your good contribution. This caller was very well informed, and I really appreciate him calling. I want to hear from you. The number to reach us locally is 226-7453, 226-7453. And Sati disagree with this caller. Sati says, absolutely not. If you can't read and write and you can't pass that theory exam, do not give them a license. Okay? And I think it is for their own good, their own benefit. To use the previous caller example, if there's a sign they say restricted and you're unable to read what restricted means, you can lose your life. And I know for sure when you're driving up to Latam, there's at least 20 small bridges. Caller, welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show. Go right ahead, please.
Good evening. Good afternoon.
A pleasant good afternoon to you.
So from Mahaicony, am I personating my name?
Yes, go right ahead, please.
So from Mahaicony from Betu, but maybe I just send them my name and I got New York, sir. So from Mahaicony, sweet Tony from Mahaicony. Am I personating my name, whatever.
Okay, sir. Thank you for calling. We got plenty of callers calling. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in. So, the number to reach us again is 226-7453, 226-7453. And what happened to our diaspora people? I'm not hearing from them at all. Randy said the problems Guyanese face in Guyana is not lack of driving practice, but the illegal practices of police officers in authority. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana Show.
Hello, good afternoon.
A pleasant good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, and same to you. I'm listening to this program you have concerning drivers and their license. And many of those comments what people make all comment. But the police don't push their hand in your pocket and take no money.
I'm glad to hear from you, sir. You are taking the opposite view, saying that you do not have to give any lunch money. You don't have to pass something in order to get your license.
That is why I took my driver's test.
Okay, before you continue, let me ask you this. If you got to take an exam, a theory, and they tell you have to wait 6 long months, 180 days, sir, will you wait for those?
Well, this is the first time I'm hearing that.
Okay.
There is driving school within your area. I don't know about 6 months. And even if a person have to wait on 6 months now, you have to take into consideration how many people are applying, how much school available and places, and everybody needs to get through, but everybody can't get through at the same time. The rate of these accidents and these people, if they take a year for process them, I have nothing against that.
So, sir, just to be clear, you are willing to wait 6 months to take the theory exam if you have to, rather than pass something. Is that, am I hearing you clearly?
Of course, you don't encourage nonsense. For whichever religion you're in, you don't in. And I don't know about 6 months of people taking 6 months. I do driving tests. My children then do driving tests, and nobody waits for 6 months. I don't know where you get it from or who get it from.
Well, we had 2 callers, one in Georgetown area and one on the West Coast, and they both said it was a 6 months waiting period. Let's assume, just for assumption's sake, that they're both correct, that 6 months is the waiting time to take an exam. The first caller said the reason he called is frustrating for have to wait 6 months to take the exam. Now, let's assume they're right. Is that reasonable amount of time to wait in the 21st century?
It may not be for you, but for me, it's reasonable. Okay. A driver's license It's not a donkey damn license, if you understand what me mean.
Yes, but this is just...
And I'm using the experience and what I'm seeing. I'm a salesman, the interpreter this country for years. And I know it. And so what I am seeing, if that's the way to go, and you're not waiting 6 months because the police have other things to do. You're waiting 6 months if that is the case because there's others in front of you.
But sir, we are in the 21st century, sir.
That has nothing to do. That has nothing to do with who in the 10th century.
Okay.
This is the time where everybody wants everything. Look, let me give you an example. Every day on your program and other program, you tell people, kindly turn off your radio before you call. And almost every call in every day, you still have to tell them to cut their radio. People don't have patience, my friend. Patience is virtue and virtue is success. People don't have patience, my friend. Judge from that, and you put it, everybody just, hello?
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening to you.
Everybody just wants everything right away. It has nothing to do with the 21st century. People's life is at stake. Yes, we're supposed to be more advanced. I agree. Far, 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 far more advanced. Would I blame the policeman if I offer him $10,000?
But
it's the 21st century. Look, I have in my car here, I'm speaking to you from my car. I have a printout pertaining to the law concern, stop and search, to the law concern. When policeman stop me on the road, I just tell, listen, if you want to search me, or if you suspect something, pull me in the corner. Don't stop my car and peep inside. My car has private, and I am entitled to my private seat. I edify myself about the do and the don'ts.
Gotcha, sir. Well said, well spoken. Thank you. Let's give somebody else an opportunity. And I like talking with this caller. He is an inspiration to me and hopefully to you as well, because he does have a point. I mean, whether you agree with him or disagree with him, he has a point that you need to be patient, and he doesn't see anything wrong with waiting 6 months. Caller, go right ahead. Welcome to the Wake Up Guyana show.
Hey, good afternoon.
Can you turn the radio off, please? I can't hear you.
Good afternoon.
Yes, go right ahead, sir.
Good afternoon. I listened to the program. I hear some guy make some point, some very, very valid point. My point is that going to the school for a driver license, you go to you attend your class, you do what you're supposed to do. How this scholar could say that people pay the police license when you go there and you go to the class, you put your name on the book, you do what you're supposed to do, and you write your test. How these people can say they pay the policeman money?
As you've been listening. Okay, something wrong with your phone, sir, and we really apologize. We've been getting some really loud noise coming from you, and we apologize. But your question was, if you do everything right, how do you still have to give a lunch money or pass something? Well, I think several callers made that point, that sometimes they alleged that sometimes you are put in a position to fail. For example, you're told as you take in the practical test, as you drive in, to stop suddenly. And if you stop suddenly, but you don't put on your signal, then you can end up failing. And that's one of the way it's alleged that sometimes happens to force people to fail or force them to pass something. Sorry that your call dropped and you didn't get to finish making your point. Hopefully, maybe you can call back tomorrow and we can continue this discussion. So, Yog says, my question is, if you can't read and write, how well you able to read a sign on the destination board? Good question, Yog. We kind of answered that question earlier, because one of the callers talked about if there's a sign that say this is a restricted area, danger, do not enter, or you will be shot. If you're unable to read that sign, if you bought your license, you will be shot and you will be sorry. So, yes, Yog, Sati, you guys are saying if you can't read, you can't write, and you can't pass that exam, no license for you. One of the callers was a little sympathetic, and I understand his point. It's very difficult to be living in the 21st century when everybody has a car and you can afford a car, but you can't afford to pass the written exam because you're unable to read and write. One of the callers says that person should get an opportunity to drive because it's not right that we should punish that person because they're unable to read and write. However, that person that can't read or write can end up hurting themselves by going into a restricted area and may end up being shot. Thank you for this wonderful show today, for all my callers and listeners, for participating to make this time go fast. I had three subjects for us to discuss today, and we didn't get a chance to get to any of it. Thanks to you, because you drive this show. You wanted to talk today about license, and so I let you talk, and I listen. So we are coming down to the top of the hour, and remind you to listen to this show, the Wake Up Guyana show, at 1400 hours, Monday through Friday, and reminding you to listen to the Glenn Lal show tonight. Listen to the Glenn Lal show tonight. Mr. Lal will be talking about Guyanese Lives Matter. Guyanese Lives Matter, and what the leaders, our leaders, is doing to you. So the leaders of this country, how are they taking care of you? So listen tonight to the Glenn Lal show. Reminding you to pray for those in St. Vincent. I'm surprised I didn't hear any calls from the diaspora from St. Vincent or nearby telling us, giving us a report of what's going on in St. Vincent. I'm hoping tomorrow, if you live in St. Vincent or nearby countries of St. Vincent, if you can call in and give us some update. In the meanwhile, pray for those people, for their safety and their security. At the same time, or simultaneously, let us pray for this country. Let us give praise to God for this country, for keeping us safe from those natural disasters. Reminding you that the Ramadan will be starting very shortly. So to our Muslim listeners, reminding you that Ramadan will be starting very, very soon. So please remember those who celebrating the month of Ramadan. Okay? We will be saying more about that later. Reminding you to pray for our president, President Ali, that he will succeed in leading this country, and pray that when he succeed, that the citizenry of this nation will succeed as well and will become successful. So pray for the success of our president, President Ali, and remind you to pray for us. We are going to some dark days, some dark nights with the pandemic, with the high unemployment, the high crime rate. Remember to pray for us as we travel through these dark and lonely days of COVID-19, reminding you that weeping may endure for a night, but joy will come in the morning. And we should pray together as a nation, as a country, as a state, and we should stay together. For this is reminding you, this is Tony from Mahaicony on the Wake Up Guyana show signing off. Thank you.